Hey everybody, welcome to Pick Up the Truth. I hope everybody's doing well today, as well as to be expected anyway. I went to Walmart today and things were even worse than they've ever been. The majority of my brothers and sisters out there in the stores were wearing masks, and I can see how this programming is really taking a hold of the sleeping people, because they have no idea what it really is, or else they wouldn't be wearing those masks and gloves. But we're fortunate enough to be awake to the different ways they program us to be. And I just want to give a special thanks to all the brothers and sisters that subscribe to Pick Up the Truth. And no, that's not the reason why I created this channel. I didn't create it to get subscribers. But you have to know I appreciate each and every one of you, because I know it takes a lot to go against the world that you were born into. And I know it takes a lot to be your own person, no matter what you have to give up to be the person you were meant to be. I created this channel for you, for each and every one of you. And I just want to shout out some new subscribers that have just recently joined our ragtag team of truthers. And I want you to understand something. This truth channel is for you guys. It's for you to be the people you were meant to be on, so you can freely express how you feel. And so you can truly learn about the different ways they program us in this world, and how we can deprogram it from it. How we can learn to be the people we were meant to be. So I want to start off with welcoming Jabman. Welcome to Pick Up the Truth, and hopefully some information about the truth on this channel can help you in your life and help your loved ones. And also JD Leslie, welcome. Glad to have you. Z Rune, you subscribed back in March. I'm glad to have you as well. Thank you for subscribing, and hopefully we can learn together and learn from each other. Who else we have? Leeds WN or YNWA. Welcome Leeds. Glad to have you. And Corvus Corax, welcome as well. Glad to have you aboard. And Angry White Goy, GTKRWN 88, welcome. Glad to have you. And Melissa or is it Levy? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or any of the names right. So let me know in the comment box if I'm pronouncing them wrong. And Linnea Smith, good to have you, sis. I hope everything's going well with you. And let's see, Finally Listening, good to have you, bro. You just came out with a new video. People should check it out on his channel if you haven't. And let's see, Shanley For You, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome. And also Sabrina 2019 Bam. Good to have you with us, Sabrina. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Also, I'd like to welcome my daughter. She subscribed to me recently, and hopefully she'll watch some of my videos and learn some truth that I couldn't teach her while I was raising her up to be a programmed person in this system. So just know that I love you, sweetheart, and I hope you'll learn as much truth from these videos as the rest of us can, and especially in these days, pay attention to the plants in the wild that we can learn to eat from and learn to use medicinally. These are going to be things, it's going to be information that we need to teach ourselves and our loved ones so we can survive, and real solutions in nature that can help us survive and in case we need to. And I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody, and don't get me wrong, it's not the purpose of that. It's just to teach us real truth that can help us survive in real world situations. And we all need to learn how to do that. So yeah, just take that information and share it with your mother, sweetheart. I appreciate that. And you guys share it together and do some new research on your own. I found out some new information that'll help everybody in that area as well. And I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with apps and, you know, all the latest technology out there and whatnot, but I was informed by my girlfriend that her sister shared with her some information on some different apps that you can look up plants with, you know, plant locator app. You know, you can just take a picture of it and it'll tell you exactly what you need to know about that plant. And I thought that was awesome. And yeah, I looked up different apps on the phone in the Play Store, and even though I can't recommend a good one for you, they do have ratings and you can try different ones. But that is definitely a really good tool for us to use, you know, because if you can take your phone and go around your yard, say if you haven't cut your yard in a while and you see weeds and these pretty little things growing up, you can take a picture of it and the app will tell you what it is and maybe how you can consume it, or if it's good for medicinal or protein value. I think that's a really good way to help us learn and survive. So yeah, that's good for everybody. I mean, just take that information and we can learn from it and help each other. Let's see. I just wanted to say welcome, guys. I know if you're a new subscriber, there's probably a 50-50 chance you'll stay with this channel because it is an intense channel. You're gonna hear truth that you never heard on this channel from no other. I mean, you're gonna hear about how man has created time, and that's a serious thing. I mean, that's a fact. Man has created time to enslave other men, and they schedule our lives in that time. So, I mean, and there's going to be other truths that you hold dear to yourself that aren't going to be true. I mean, the truths that you hold dear to your heart and that you've been programmed to think is truth all your life, you're going to find out that it might not be true, and you're either going to accept that or you're going to get mad and unsubscribe. So there's nothing I can do about that. The truth just is what it is. We do our best to give you absolute truth in everything that programs everyone. And we do our best to bring it to you so you can seriously consider it to be true. Seriously consider what it does to you and what it was meant to do to you. And seriously consider on the steps you can take to deprogram yourself from these things. All of these things are difficult to do. I mean, it's very hard for us to see things we hold dear to our heart be perpetrated as something that's meant to program us for our entire life. I mean, just getting over that fact is difficult in itself, but believing it is another thing altogether. And we're expected to do these things quickly as possible. But we have to ask ourselves, I mean, I look at truth and I try not to be hard on people wanting to learn truth, because they've been programmed with lies all their lives. And it's not your fault. You didn't ask for any of this. None of us did. None of us asked for this, to be born in this world. We didn't. I mean, I was thinking to myself about what death really is, and the other day I was asking myself these questions, thinking about, you know, what do we take with us when we physically die? I mean, I know obvious things, material items we can't take with us because we know what they are. You know, we can't take those things with us. It's impossible. So what things can we take with us when we physically die? Can we take our memories? No, we can't. We can't take our memories with us either, because our memories, we know our physical brain holds our memories. And that's where you hear, when you hear about people passing and then coming back, they'll say, well, their life flashed before their eyes, and that, you hear that all the time, because I think that's our energy detaching from all the memories that it has stored in our physical brain. And our energy, the energy of our soul itself detaches. As it detaches from the body, we see our memories flash before our eyes, because we can't take that with us either. So what can we take with us when our energy passes from a body that has perished? I mean, the only thing I can think that we would take with us would be our emotions. I mean, our emotions, all the emotions we enjoyed on this earth while we were here, and how it made us feel, whether it be positive or negative. I mean, our emotions are the only things that we're going to be taking with us as our energy leaves the body. So how does that affect us? I mean, how would that affect our energy, and where would that lead our energy to go next? We know, I mean, we've learned on this channel that God is a program. It's programmed by the people who want to brainwash us in this system since we were born. So what really exists? I mean, we know the energy of creation itself, the natural energy. This earth really exists. So how does that affect our energy? I mean, we have to think of ourselves as natural energy of this earth as well. So, and how would knowing absolute truth help us in our journey after we leave this body? Well, the fact that we know the truth about death, and how it's not the end, and how we really don't go to a programmed heaven or a programmed hell. I mean, once you know truth, you know that's not true any longer. Don't go to a programmed heaven or a programmed hell to serve a programmed God or a programmed Satan. I mean, that's a big one for truthers to give up. I mean, the truthers who are still programmed by that man-made story in the Bible that they wrote to program everybody with is they're still on their journey to learn truth. And I try not to be too hard with people who still believe in those kinds of things, unless you're teaching truth. Teachers of truth, I'll always try to wake up more so than somebody searching for truth, because once you take on the responsibility of trying to teach people truth, you have to take on the responsibility of only leading them to truth, to the freedom of who they are. And that's why I only teach the truth of creation on this channel. The truth of the natural creation. I take truth all the way back to creation itself, to the creation of the natural earth we came from. You know, I do that for a reason, because it's the same energy that made us. If that's not true, you know, there's nothing that can be true. But I can see and I can also feel the power that the natural creation and the energy within gives us. You know, there's nothing like it. And that power in creation gives us the ability to see beyond what programs most people. It's not because we're special, it's because we've made the personal sacrifices that others have not. The personal sacrifices of the things we used to believe in, the things we used to hold on to and consider truth, we've let go. And not only let go, but tried to make a difference in our life. Like, for instance, if we find out that the truth about time and how it was designed to schedule humanity into a never-ending cycle of payments of the money they invented to control you with, to control each and every one of us with, then you're going to want to stop, right? Seriously, if you take that seriously, you can actually see what money was created to do to you. And you can actually see what the invention of time was created to do to you. Of course you're going to want to try to stop. And there's reasons for us to stop these things that are programming us in our lives as well. If we continue to do these things that program us, we're not changing as people. We're not trying to be true to ourselves as people. For me as a person, when I found out that time is a man-made system of control designed to enslave humanity and designed to schedule their lives into a routine, manipulating system that stagnates humanity. You think about it. How do you deprogram yourself from the system of time? And it's really hard. It is. You look at everything that we do in time. Everything that we do in our life is scheduled in time, right? You wear a watch on your wrist, which I no longer do. I've taken that thing off. I haven't worn a watch for a couple of years now. And I don't know. Before I even learned about time, I even wanted to take that watch off because I felt like something just not right about it. But then, you think about all the things. Your birthday. You have your birthday. You celebrate your birthday every year. That's the birth date and time. I try not to celebrate or even think about my birthday anymore. And I don't. because it's just another event they have scheduled for me to do in the time they enslaved me in. It's just like all the routine holidays. I mean, each and every one of them, they're there to schedule you in a routine yearly event that they control and created. And we comply every year to these events that they program us to comply with.